What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Skynet will be undefeated today. We will not let Skynet get us down. If you don't know who I am, there's about 13,000 of you new subscribers. Thank you for joining the channel. I'm Ericka Williams, author of the Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the Palm of Your Hand. I want to thank all 300 of y'all who just bought this book last month off Amazon. You make this channel great. You make it do what it do. And if you want to invest in yourself, let me make it very clear. If you're in the comments saying, Ericka, how can I get on the phone with you to talk about $25? You can't. The best way you can get on here is grab this book for 25 bucks. Get yourself started. All right. Now, I said today, I'm in a mood and I'm ready. Okay. So there's three things that has been happening in the news in Texas, because you know Texas is unique, that I thought I should bring up to you guys' attention. Now, one incident is where a young man came to school. He had a little cool swoosh in the hair. The teacher said it was a distraction, put Sharpie in it, and told the child he had a choice of sitting in detention all day or let them put the Sharpie on his head. So first of all, that's a no. All right. Now, story two is a school district in Houston with a Black principal, and she is getting all kind of terrible reviews. People are treating her horrible. This Black principal said, look, we got a dress code, okay? You gotta at least have on pants. You can't come to school in a muumuu with a bonnet on your head if you're gonna be walking up and down the halls or picking your child up. Now, many people are enraged over this and calling it racist, and I'm very disturbed by that. And as you guys come in, I'm definitely gonna share my screen so you can see some of what I'm talking about, the news stories. And the third one we'll save towards the back end. But anyway, I wanted to bring on two of my best guests. You know, they live in cities that are unique, okay? And, you know, while I'm having surgery in a week or two and I'll be recovering, I might let one or two of them take over the show live, maybe Kiera, if she got time. I might let Terry come on, but I have plenty of video for you guys while I'm recovering. But I wanted to bring on a parent and a non-parent, of course, because, hey, we need an accountability person, which is Andre Hatchett, and we need a parent. So introduce yourself, starting with Kiera.
What up, y'all? I am Kiera from Charm City Buyers. I am in Baltimore, literally driving around the city right now. And I am the parent of this discussion, so I can let y'all know from the mama's perspective.
What's up, guys? Brother Dre here from the Notary Business School. I am a non-parent, but I do have nieces and nephews who I'm really cool with. And I'm here just to talk about how people need to get their shit together, man. This is ridiculous.
So look, you guys, do us a giant favor in the chat. Drop your city and state. Help us out. As you guys have been seeing, we've been planning massive events this year. We've got an amazing VIP mastermind with a very limited. We're going to do about 15 to 20 people, 2 days, mastermind event, small group, NBA. If you know I've been talking about it, you'll see more videos on the channel for it. It's going to be lit, okay?
Yeah, DC, Virginia. DMV area, we got you.
DMV, we got you, okay? Also, the events help us schedule for the rest of the year. So many of y'all are in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to try to do an event in Phoenix, Arizona. So many of y'all are in North Carolina. I'm going to try my hardest because when I visit my family, I'm in family mode to do an event in North Carolina. So when I ask you for your city and state, it helps me help you. One of the biggest things I think we can do here on YouTube is meet in person. It's powerful for us to get in the same room with each other. The energy, the 30 people that came in Atlanta, that came to our meetup.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sharing phones. That's what I want. Because if
I want to do Atlanta again, right?
We're going to do Atlanta again too, as well. If you guys meet up with each other and two of you go partner and buy real estate, boom, you're there, man. So I just want to go through that. And I have nieces and nephews. And I also want to give it from a perspective that I've also lived in the suburbs, in the middle class kind of lifestyle. And so some people say, well, these are racist. No. I've seen this same technique applied at white schools. The reason I say it this way is there's kind of this stay-at-home mom culture versus working mom culture. And if you're a mom, and I've been in middle class schools where at least they put on some clothes, makeup not done, face not done, hair not done, but some clothes. Why? Because it is that kind of other parents aren't going to want to work with you, carpool with you, help you with your kid issues if you come into school rolled out like a bum. They don't want their kid riding in the car with you. They see how you dressing. And I'm just starting to be a little discouraged because I feel like the standard is so low for what is an adult and what are reasonable expectations. So I'm gonna share my screen, and thank you guys for filling it. Man, there's already 60 of y'all in here. I appreciate every single one of you. Here is and look at this parent. Now this parent was okay coming on camera. Now I'm not knocking her, but she has on a t-shirt, a long one, and a rag of some sort on her head. Now this is like 2 in the afternoon. This ain't 8 a.m. This ain't 6 a.m. This is 2 in the afternoon. And the news crew asked her, what did she think about it? Honey, like this. And I got more clips, but this is just a prime example of this woman is in a long look at y'all. This ain't even shorts on underneath. Long t-shirt and a rag on the head. Now y'all act like I'm being mean, but I'm for real. Look at this.
You call it a rag? That is.
I mean, there's
that's hilarious. Ericka acting like she don't know what a bonnet is.
That's not
a rag.
Now,
come on, Ericka.
Come on, Ericka. You ain't never had no scarf, Ericka. You ain't never had to make it work with a scarf.
No, that's not even.
Just wrap it up real quick.
She done rolled up on her head. Look like
come on now.
Rolled up on her head. Y'all, come on now. Come on now. Y'all know. Y'all know that is not a bonnet. If we zoom in on that picture, that is not a bonnet. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna scroll down so you can see the boy as well. This is the little boy's hair. Can y'all see the little boy's hair? Do I need to zoom in?
Yeah. No, I can see it.
Now
I have an extreme issue with that one.
To me, even my white friends were like, "This is crazy. That's toxic to put Sharpie on the child's head."
No.
And
Sharpie on the head, Ericka. Who did that? A teacher did that?
A teacher did that. An assistant principal claims they did it, but some people are saying the teacher did it. This is permanent marker. This isn't just a Sharpie. This is permanent marker. His only options was to go to ISS or get his head colored.
No,
his mother.
Not for a part in the head. I would be all up in the superintendent's office. Let's be clear. We would have a huge issue if someone had done that to my son, because it's just ain't nothing but a part in their hair. And I mean, Susie Q walked around, her hair is every which way, all over the place, ain't brushed it this morning, and ain't nobody taking a comb to her head. So I definitely have an issue with this one in particular. Like, don't put your hands on my child in any type of way, beyond just, putting a Sharpie in and all of that. But what we really need to be thinking about is what message do these types of things give to our young, impressionable kids around who they are, their culture, what's acceptable. Like, this is on the same level as, to me, if my child had braids and beads in her hair and they didn't, her teacher didn't like it because the beads were making too much noise and she took the beads out her head, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a part in the hair. Like, that's cultural, first of all. But yeah, I have a huge issue with this. I would be writing letters. I'd be all up in everybody's office. You would hear me if that was my child.
Yeah, and also, this was still in the child's head several days later. The mom took pictures immediately when it happened, but she actually went and got a lawyer because 4 days later, it was still in the child's hair after they washed his hair repeatedly.
Nope. Pseudo chop uppercut. Boom. All up in the teacher's mouth.
Move by the mom too to get an attorney on it. So my viewpoint on the marker, and so my personal viewpoint for life is I'm more on the conservative side with my hair. Well, I don't have any hair, but that's just a personal thing. So that's me. But drawing on a child's head that even might be a crime. That might be a crime. That is
like, it's low key assault. Like, I would be pissed. I would carry it like it was assault. I'm not even kidding.
It might be high key, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
So personal stance, I wouldn't have a part in my head. Like that's me. And if I have kids, like they won't either. But that's, dude, like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
No, you're not gonna police somebody's hair, especially black hairstyles in particular, right? You're already saying something about the braids. You're already saying something about locks. You're already saying something about everything else. I can't get a lineup with a little bit of pizzazz if that's my choice for my child. No, that's not gonna work for me.
So,
and I'm a parent, so I'm gonna get fired up about this conversation because I get fired up about my child. So y'all might see a whole nother version of me today.
It's all good. And
hold on, real quick, Dre.
Sorry.
Someone made a comment that made it really touched home for me. It said, this is a great example. He calls it dark persuasion. He says the parents will send this child back to school. The child will learn the parents have no right in comparison to the school officials.
Wow.
As time goes on in the situation, it will make the child lose respect for the parents because they could not protect them when they needed it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's those little things that leave really big marks. Like we all know, it don't matter how great your parents are. Your parents screw you up in one way, shape, or form. In period, right? That's everyone does. It's just part of the process. But like these types of things are things that you want to have. You want to be able to protect your child from other people. You might screw them up just a little bit, but from other people, like that's big. And I agree with them. It can leave kind of that little bit of distrust, like, y'all sent me back there after that teacher did that to me. I still have to go back. That's hard.
Well, I was going to share a little story on that. The reason I shared that is when I was in school, there was some kind of issue between me and another student. And the other student had a knife, but I was like in the hallway ready to fight. I'm not a fighter. You guys already know that. And so the principal expelled both of us and had recommended to send me to this alternative school. My mom went in the office and said, oh, no, I'm going to take her to this private school. Well, this principal, pretty much while my mom's in full uniform, told her, no, you're not. You're going to take Ericka over to this alternative school, and that's what you're going to do. And my mom pretty much went from that school over to the superintendent's office. Like directly drove to the superintendent's office. And, kind of just laid out, like, my daughter's one of the highest testing kids in that school. She's been in for this class and that class. You're going to basically threaten me and tell me I have to take my child to a dangerous school for a fight that she didn't even get into. I mean, it literally, like, I was so proud of my mom, and I make a joke about that, but I was so proud of her because she was so dead on serious. She was like, stopped at the principal's office, wrote to the superintendent, complained, wrote a formal complaint. Like we spent the whole afternoon.
It was the correct protocol in which your mom followed. It wasn't an overly emotional reaction, which I'm sure she was ticked off, of course, but she followed the correct protocol to invoke change.
Yeah.
You have to knowing the system and knowing what it is and knowing the correct way to go about things. It's a huge difference to the outcome, not just for you, but for other people. So shout out to your mom. And earlier on, I brought up the point that I wouldn't get apart myself or for my kids. I made that point for a reason, because oftentimes we use, well, I wouldn't do it, so because I wouldn't do it, it's wrong. No. There's something called a respectful disagreement, which we got to use more in our community. Is okay, that's not my thing, but I totally get your point, and that's wrong. So we'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it ended up happening was that same principal was actually they had been tracking his sending kids to the alternative school and expulsion rates, and he had been doing it for a long time. Like, just he had very high numbers, and so he ended up getting removed from that school. Maybe I think 2 years later, but
good.
It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the last time. I think I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and I was like, Christopher Columbus.
You was about to throw balls in the 3rd grade, Ericka? I didn't even. Let me find out.
No. That was in middle school. That was in 8th grade. So I was right after. But when I was in 3rd grade, I think I said Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, and the teacher put me out of the classroom. And my mom was like, "We just finished watching the History Channel." And the History Channel just said, and my mom was like, "This is the show we watched. You told the kids they had to watch a History Channel this week. She just repeated what you just told them to watch." And it was like, I love my mom. She was like, "I will set this off." Like, I love her. And she was always very defending her sister. I love it.
You have to. We are, Michaela, Ericka, so we're very big on, independence and self-advocacy and all of that. But we've definitely had to go roll up into the school and advocate for our child. And you have to do so in a way, to Dre's point, you have to understand the process, understand the system, speak their language, especially in the school that she goes to. But we went up in there and shut it down. Like, don't get it twisted. Yes, we're probably the youngest parents y'all ever did see. However, we're here for a reason, and had to shut it down, and did so in a way where a whole lot of stuff shifted. I won't go into the whole story, but you have to advocate for your children, and you have to do so in a way that commands respect, which kind of takes it back around to homegirl and her muumuu and whatever you called it on her head. Like putting yourself in that position, shining yourself in that light, be it black or white. Because y'all know I'm a country girl, so I've seen plenty of white women dressing all kinds of crazy, walking into the school. So I think it's more of a class thing than a race thing. But when you do those types of things, you lose that position, right? You lose that seat at the table. You lose that ability to advocate not only for your child but for your school, and really for people to respect you, right? You lose respect. And just like the schools have dress codes, even if you don't have uniform, there's at least a dress code at the school for your child. The least you could do is almost uphold that. Like, you're not going to send your child into school with no pants on and a t-shirt, so you probably shouldn't roll up in there as well. But I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's more of a class thing. If you go to a poor white school, you're going to see the same outfits, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely want to address, I didn't show y'all the article, and I apologize for that. And that's what I was going to do. I was talking, but it does say, Kiera Smile, I don't know what it is. I do know what it is, but I want you to show you on the screen. That lady ain't got no bonnet on. That was a raggedy rag. I don't know what that was.
Scarf. I know you've used a silk scarf. You didn't have your bonnet. You put on a silk scarf. Stop acting new, Ericka.
Y'all see this hair? When I lay in bed, I lay on this hair. They've shared houses with me. They know how I go to bed. Anyway, so I want to read this part if you guys can see my screen. A dress code provided was sent in a letter home by parents, and the principal name is Carlotta Brown. Okay, she got an extra O up in there. Parents,
cut it out.
I'm just telling you. I'm gonna read part of it. Parents, we do value you as a parent in your child's education. You are your child's first teacher. That is true. Snap, snap. However, please know we have a standard. Most of all, we have high standards. Now, I will tell y'all what was on the guideline. They banned anyone being on school premises wearing satin caps, bonnets, shower caps,
shower caps,
pajamas, and other revealing clothes. Now, shower caps, the first thing I think of is they're talking about they're talking about a do-rag. That's the first thing I thought of. Now look at this woman. Look at that here. That is a t-shirt rolled up on her head.
No, that's a turban. It's a turban.
I can't stand you.
I'll just tell you what it is. I think that's a turban.
And she had no problem coming on camera. Look at her.
But let's be honest, because the news has a talent for finding people looking crazy to put on the news. Let's be clear.
Look at her, though. I mean, here's my problem. Black people in the background of her while the news reporter talking. I mean, come on, y'all. They ask. Now look at this woman. Take that off your head.
That's a bonnet. But maybe her hair wasn't done yet.
Now the school said it ain't a problem if you picking kids up in the pickup line, but you coming into school. Love yourself, people. Okay. Again, look at this. This is a rag.
Oh, yeah, that might be a rag.
Thank you. And you're right. The news crew does put the most ratchet person on news, but imagine what the school's dealing with. Yeah. This woman don't even have enough respect to get off her damn phone to talk to the reporter. Look at this. Now this woman's in her car. I don't have no problem with her. She's just picking the kid up in the line. She's not going into school. But come on, y'all.
Yeah,
it's almost the pushback of, we ask people, can you not come out of your house and can you dress up as a fucking adult? I mean, this is getting really low.
Oh, Skynet.
Skynet. Thank you. People are agreeing me. That is a rag on her head. But the point of it is like, it's probably very particular to this school, this neighborhood. But if it's 3 PM, you ain't saving no curls. Take that damn bonnet off your damn head. Shit don't make no sense. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna calm down. Now, are y'all there? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Um, so
Yeah, I'm here.
all right. So let's chop it up. Why? What has happened to the point where this has become so acceptable for people as individuals? What changed?
I mean, honestly, for this neighborhood, Dre, I'm not gonna assume everybody there doesn't have a job. That's disrespectful. That's rude. There are stay-at-home moms. There are women who they do stay. They don't work in the daytime hours or they work at night. But from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., all the way when you pick a child up, like to me, that's unacceptable dressing. And there's nobody. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think anything changed. I think there's always been women who show up, pull up in the muumuu and a scarf to pick up their kids, especially if their kid. Usually, this is bad to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Usually, it's a bad kid, so it's the mom who knows their kid's bad but comes in and fights the teachers anyway. Like, we can't act like this hasn't been going on for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I haven't been to school in a while. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's always been the mom who comes in, or if the kid does something really bad, she'll walk in, she'll beat the kid in at the school. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is new. I think we're just in, like, it's cancel culture. It ended up on social media, right? Or whatever. It got picked up, and so now muumuus are canceled. That's all.
So, man, look, I'm adamantly against the first part with the part in the head and the marker. That should be criminal charges, and I'm glad. So here's what they did too. They got a lawyer. We have to know any interaction with the cops or potential whatever. You got you say nothing. You get a friggin' lawyer on the case, and a lot of this comes back to economics. Yeah. Because the poorer you are, I'm generalizing here, the less effort you'll have to go fight a bunch of stuff. If you have maybe a stay-home wife or your husband works full-time and you're able to handle the stuff, or you have some kind of extra resources going on, it allows you more self-esteem in a lot of cases to go out and to go seek justice. So
I think you're definitely more informed for sure. Like when you have more, be it right or be it wrong, when you have money and income or whatever, you usually have access and more information, and that helps for you to understand how the process works or should work.
Well, I definitely want to thank Max Wool, or looks like Swola, Lifting for the $5 super chat. Unconsented touching of a person that is reasonably offensive, causing harm, discoloration is straight up battery. Thank you for the $5 super chat, and I agree. I will place this under battery. There's 125 of you here. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to do a few shout outs, and then we're going to roll back to it again, you guys. So if you can hold on a second. Yep. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for coming in here. It's sad that we need a dress code. It is very sad, sweet lady. The fact that we need a stricter dress code indicates of where we are as a culture. Parents, don't let your kid's school tell you what is not appropriate. Somebody said they need a dress code for Walmart. Damn. Yo,
that's dead, yo.
I haven't been in Walmart in 3 years, but I'm not gonna make any comments on Walmart.
How do you even say that, man?
I'm not allowed to make any more comments on Walmart. The committee of my Black friends has spoken, so I will not say anything. Jamil Sanders. So we got in here Washington, D.C., San Antonio, Texas, Columbia, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Waterford, Michigan, Hampton, Virginia, Memphis, Tennessee, Summerville, South Carolina. What's up, Summerville? Atlanta, Georgia. People are saying, what's up, Dre? Staten Island, New York, California, Jackson, Tennessee. Oh my God. Somebody said, who came to school dressed like Sinful the P employees? Dang. Okay. Sinful the P is a pimp on the YouTube internet. So if she said they're Sinful the P's employees, you know what that meant. All right. What's up, Sarasota, Florida? Ericka Watson. It's not hard to look respectful while in public. Exactly. Nashville, Tennessee. Low expectations is a form of racism. This is true. It's called the bigotry of low expectations. It's where, unfortunately, it's marked between class and race. But essentially, even if you go to poor white schools, it's very low expectations. And when they have high test scores, they actually go through those schools and audit them. So this has happened over white and black people. PA, what's up, Midtown Atlanta, GA, Mentor Shelley? Those clothes are made for the inside of your home. Yeah, exactly. Not public. Oh, this is perfect. Herbert Scott. This is China now. Social credit score. Who cares what someone's wearing if they're not obscene? So here's my problem, Herbert Scott. That is obscene. She doesn't have pants on. Like, she went to enroll her child in school. All it takes is one child at school saying they saw inappropriate body parts of a woman in the front office or in the hallway for that school to get in trouble. We don't have dads rolling up to school with no shirt on. We don't have, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be a standard. And it's not that we're following the China method. Here's my problem in total with this is, breathe, is the fact is people want to be treated the most while dressing in nighttime clothes. And I made it very clear on my Instagram live. I have a friend that works at Apple, and a lot of people do come to work in pajamas. They're tech, they're making 100K a year in pajamas, but they don't get high recommendations or promotions. They also don't get high recommendations if they try to go apply somewhere else. And I tell you what, if I was a manager, I'm a snitch on them. Yeah, that heifer wore pajamas every day to work. Okay. So again, you guys are cracking me up. Somebody said, don't blame it on the scarf. Hey, I'm just saying.
See, here's the thing. It's a school. It's not your domain. It's not your business. It's not your house.
It's hundreds of kids there, not your kid.
It's their standards. Institutions have their own standards and have their own bylaws. People who are parents, so it's hard to challenge parents with anything even close to their kids, even if you're right. Most parents don't want to hear it if you have an opinion anywhere involving their kids, right or wrong. So, but your kids are there. You aren't homeschooling your kids. I'm for the standards, man. I would be embarrassed if I ever let myself slip that far, to be honest with you, man. I'd be like, damn, man, I'm slipping on something here. What's going on with my life?
Kiera, let me tell you this one. It said, T. Kelly said, it's the Aunt Jemima spring collection.
Oh, that's not nice.
See the comments, y'all. It's hilarious in here.
That's not nice. Let's be nice. Let's be nice to people.
Nah, I might have to co-sign on that one with that scarf thing she had on. I don't know what that was. They might be on to something with that spring collection.
But yeah, I just want to say that it's things that kids remember. I mean, I really remember my mom being like, "Oh no, you're not. No, not my daughter, who's very smart, going to an alternative school full of kids who are there for like assault and battery. That don't make no sense." Mm-hmm. And I remember other Black parents just going along with it, and their child was on a trajectory for the rest of their high school years. Very terrible.
100%.
Very terrible.
That's straight prison. A lot of times when you sending kids to those alternative schools, because a lot of times they don't have the funding or the resources to really give the attention or the resources to the kids there, right? It's not supposed to be a, school for where, kids that we don't want to deal with at the primary school. It's supposed to be a place where they're given the additional resources necessary to kind of, get on the right path. And a lot of times they're not doing it there. And so just sending the kids off is straight like, we don't want to deal with them. They're going to get in trouble. They're going to get locked up anyway. School to prison pipeline straight through the alternative school.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing is, whether it be right or wrong, people still judge you a lot by how you carry yourself and or how you dress. Obviously, I'm not dressed up right now, right? If somebody is watching my kids for a large percentage, for more hours in the day than I see them, I want them to look at me as a high authority figure, high caliber figure.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, and we know what happens in the school system today. They put people in special ed, favoritism, all that stuff. It ain't right, but it happens. me presenting my best foot forward to let them know that I'm a respectable man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. See, it's not always about freaking emotions. All right, some things are just common sense, and everything cannot be emotion based. Right? We have to know what common sense is. We have to know what common sense is and exercise it, especially when it has to do with kids.
Well, I was going to even take it to another level, that it's happening here in Texas, but it's happening everywhere. But I think also, too, we have a lot of people who migrated or come from other places, other states. They live here now. And you just have to kind of set the standard or what's acceptable. Now, Young J216, I'm going to read this. Don't y'all get mad with me. He said, good Black women need to stop coming out of the house with that Jiffy Pop bag on their heads.
Whoa.
Dress appropriately and stop embarrassing your children.
Damn, that's harsh.
They said, if you're mad about dressing appropriately for school, you're a bad parent. Whoa, D. Thomas. Whoa.
I'm trying real hard to listen to the principle of what he was saying and not the tone of how it was read. So that's going to be my response.
I'm reading it very neutral.
Yeah. I know you are. I'm trying to behave.
Well, and here's my problem with this. It's like, I'll put it this way. When my nephews go to school, my sister, their father goes to the school with my sister, even though they're not together, because they want to set the tone that there are two parents here. And if you have a problem, you can call me or you can call her. We're both right down the street and very active. Now, somebody made a comment like, well, what's that supposed to mean? Some of these teachers are young. I know young white teachers who they just treat it like a job. They don't really care. And they just assume stereotypes. Well, there's one mama and here she coming to school dressing like that. I mean, again, people try so hard to say, well, people shouldn't judge me on how I dress, but they do. Right. If you don't even put clothes on and dress yourself, do you have a job? Where are you going in the daytime? You know? So,
did you hear about the parent, I think it was a private school, she sent her kids to private school. They found out that the two kids had two different dads, so they put them out. It was like a Catholic school.
Whoa.
Yes, in Ohio. So this was the third one I was kind of talking about, because we talk about having money and then moving your kids where you want to move them. There is a young lady, and let's keep it a buck. Kiera, can you hear us or you don't went out? That the kid was acting up. Let's keep it a buck. The older daughter was acting up on the bus and having troubles. And I felt like it was just a way to weed that child out.
Oh, I didn't read that part.
So the child had gotten to some kind of trouble like 3 days before, and then gotten some more trouble at school. And then when it came down to it, they said, well, we're expelling the kid, removing the kids out of school. They're not basically invited not to come back because, can you teach your kids good Christian values? On top of the fact that, both kids had different fathers and she wasn't married. And I think the one girl's father was married to somebody else. So the whole adultery, the whole everything, right? So this Black woman's like, I pay good money for my kids to go here. Yes, but it's a private institution that has a right to say no.
They can discriminate very easily. So yeah, they do. But yes. So my take on that, man, that's just messed up. If there's anything to do with how many dads the mom,
school.
I know, but it's just messed up, Ericka.
They used to do it at Catholic schools. They used to do it at Catholic schools.
I hear everything you're saying. I just don't personally agree with it. I think that is
ain't none of your damn business. That's what it is.
How people are having. I mean, if we get real nitty gritty, have you ever seen the show Paternity Court?
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Have you seen Paternity Court, fam? A lot of people are misled into believing that the kids are theirs, and sometimes they ain't. I do not know the numbers. Just watch the show. So
I will say, Broccoli Cole said, "Oh no, respectability politics." I'm sorry. I know the Black community hates this. They go, the poor woman on the street deserves the same respect as the wealthy Black woman over here. They do. They do deserve the same respect. But guess what? They both need to put fucking clothes on. I get tired of the Black community making these damn excuses, this victim mentality that, you're not respectability. They still be, and again, they references to the 1960s when Martin Luther King and them were all dressed nice and they were still assaulted and still treated poorly. This is true. But guess what made it pop was the fact that the people saw it on the news that these Black people dressed up, going about their damn business, were being assaulted for no good reason. That's what even made the movement and made the white people get on the other white people. Y'all keep acting like, well, they beat up Martin Luther King in nice clothes. Yeah, but it was people seeing that going, what the hell's wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
It's one of those things of always saying, oh, respectability politics. That is like a cop out for black people. It's exhausting. The black man that's poor and gets hit by the cop deserves the same amount of respect as the black dude in the suit. But
Hey,
don't
Ericka.
the fuck.
And the principal was black, right? Or is black who came up with the rule?
Yes. And it was the assistant principal who did it. Well, they're saying the assistant principal did it, not the teacher. But I think it's
No. The one with the rules about the dress code.
She's a black principal, and they're pretty much in every black magazine. They're saying she's a coon and a traitor, and I'm like, this is disgusting. This woman works in this school system, loves these kids, and is just asking y'all to have damn pants on when you come into office. How hard is that?
Yeah, I'm just surprised it's this much of an uproar. It's like, yeah, that is their system.
She's fighting for her job.
To dress up. She's fighting for her job.
I'm not even joking. It went on The View today. So the woman's literally like having to explain she's going to stand by her position. They're not asking anything unreasonable. I'm like, y'all ask and beg in Houston, Texas for black principals and black teachers. And when you get them, you try to run them out the door. So, you know, what do you want us to do here?
Wow.
It was on The View. It's been on Ebony magazine. It's everywhere. And so they were on the news today asking her, does she stand by it? She's like, we're going to stand by it. We're not asking people to do anything unreasonable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to give a low standard. Just have a standard. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So that's really a shame to say.
I mean, even if she take everything else off and say, just have on pants. I mean, I'm just like, give the woman a break. Like,
right.
You take off a do-rag and a bonnet.
It's not like a suit and a tie here, right?
Yes.
It's t-shirt and jeans and sneakers are fine. Or yoga pants, a t-shirt. Like this stuff is fine, right? We're not even going to like a formal gown or a three-piece suit.
And that's just if you come in the school. If you're in the school line picking the kids up, they are not requiring it. They're just saying if you come in the building, you know, pull it off at the door. So it's like, come on, people.
I think nowadays what happens is everything's framed in a way to make it go viral, right? And so most people that are super pissed off about it, one, probably don't have nothing to do with the school, live in a different state, ain't got nothing to do with the whole thing. And two, never read what the standards, what they're actually asking them to do. They just see headlines that say that they're being racist and won't let black women be black women. So I just think it's a cultural thing right now that in America, and it's really problematic where we just want to cancel everything and everyone all the time.
AKW Beats said, people don't like being told what to do, even if it's for their own good. That is true.
That's true.
Somebody said, Kamoy said she in her office cracking up. She cannot relate to this. I grew up wearing a uniform. Private schools and public schools, kids wear uniforms. And I used to be for the argument that everyone should wear uniforms. But what I noticed when I went to certain schools with uniforms, it didn't matter. If you were poor or you had poor sneakers, the other black kids still were like, oh, look at you in poor sneakers. And it's like, the uniform didn't solve anything because some kids had 5 or 6 uniforms and other kids had 2 or 3. They could just alternate. Yep. So it's a culture thing. It's a heart thing, not a school thing.
Right. So I had a fingerprinting assignment the other day, right? I'm my own boss, I'm my own man, all that good stuff. It was last Friday. I paid good, like $750. I could have worn what I have on right now. My thick black t-shirt, my shorts, you can't see them, and some sneakers. I could have. There's no boss there. I'm the boss. I wore slacks, khaki things, shoes, casual kind of shoes, and a button down. I could have totally gotten away with wearing less, but I wore more. Why cause so much nonsense because of rebelliousness? Why not put that rebelliousness towards something else?
Yeah, where you could be creative.
Well, man, there's 24 hours in a day. I can come home and get naked all I want and chill naked.
Right.
What'd you say, Kira?
I was just thinking. I'm a little bit the opposite, right? I can do the most. I can wear my pumps and heels and dresses, everything. But I love going to like big, huge $1 million commercial auctions in like a t-shirt and sneakers while everyone else is in suits. So I am definitely because I like setting the tone for not judging a book by its cover. Like I'm bidding right next to you in these sneakers. Like, be mad. Do not judge based on what you think someone has or what you think someone does. So I just, sometimes I might get a little fancy, but I'm saying I definitely will teeter. I won't look crazy, but I'll definitely go to spaces where there's a certain expectation, and I will come in a way that sets a tone to say, you can't place me. You never know who you're standing next to, and you never know who you're judging.
Well, I love that. I do all the stories here on going to the bank and workout clothes and like.
Yes. Yeah, there's something about that. Like, yeah. Let them look like you going in a t-shirt, sweatpants or whatever to the bank, and they address you one way, and then they open up your accounts like, oh, now you want to address me by my last name.
But I always have on pants though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. So I definitely say I don't be looking crazy, but
I just want to make that clear. Like when I go to the bank here in Texas, there's a couple banks I have local. I'll see guys covered in paint coming in there with $10,000, $20,000 checks, and that's normal. But that's the problem in the community. We want to dress however we want to dress and have dreadlocks to our butt, but not have our own job. There's something Glennon Cameron says that cracks me up. He says, how are you going to be a revolutionary and you working for somebody else? At least take some of that energy and build something for yourself. So
I can get with that.
The problem is
the best way to do it.
This school probably experiencing a problem with parents who, let's be honest, in the comments, y'all said it, I'm gonna repeat it. They don't got no job. They not working. If your child's under 8 years old and you're a stay-at-home mom, no problem. But if you are just unemployed and you stay your whole day with a bonnet, what curls are you preserving? Where you preserve them to, the weekend?
You don't know where they gotta go.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
you don't know where they're going.
Where they going?
I mean, they're home and they do. Hey, look, you can do whatever you got to do at your crib or Walmart or Whole Foods or wherever you got to go. If you're dropping off your kids at the school and that's their bylaws, that's their agreement, you got to just change stuff up. And I would do it anyway. They're watching my kids.
I mean, just when you come to the school, I'll be like, just for the first day or first couple of times, I want to be dressed in a way I'm like, don't even try it. Don't even try it. I mean, I'm homeschooling when I get them, but you know what I mean. I also want to thank Diane Hill for the $10 super chat. There's over 160 people. There's been 400 people in and out the chat since we've started. Thank you guys so much. Another $10 from Derek F. He said, if they have a problem with the dress code, homeschool them and shut up, because your clothing you wear can get your child in fights defending his mama because she came dressed in pole attire. And he said POLE attire.
Man, these people are rough.
And that's the whole point.
You guys are rough today. Yeah.
The little boy with the mark in his head, is his mom going to pull him out of school and put him somewhere else? Does she have the power to do that? Does she have the resources? A lot of times in the community, people just want to do just bare minimum, just enough. And Ericka, ain't nobody want to own their own business. People don't want to talk about money all the time, Ericka. But that's just the problem. Like me and Dre had a conversation offline. There's a really great channel called the Roommates Podcast. I'm going to send it here. And essentially they had this woman on talking. And essentially people are horrible at self-awareness and self-assessment. They're very entitled to think, I deserve a hot model, but they ain't got hot model money. And they don't have any kind of social skills to even get a hot model. Right? So it becomes this thing in our community where we want the most for the least. And that doesn't work anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ericka, you're making people mad talking about locks. What did you say about locks?
Which one? Hold on,
you said something about locks. Now everybody mad at you talking about that locks. Leave that locks alone. But that's like what we talked about the little boy. Let people have their own hairstyle. Stop policing our hairstyles.
Dr. JC said, at a private school, your enrollment is privilege, not a right. I attended one for high school. You either align or you get out. It's very true. The school said, Health Weight and Real Talk said, the school said the mother committed adultery because her two kids have different daddy, and the mother who is living with another guy is pregnant by him. Woo. Okay, so the school knows all the beans. They know all the.
Why? Why the school in their business? Is the tuition paid? Or the kids? Now you said the kid was bad or had an incident or whatever. So that's one thing.
Got in trouble in the classroom, and the mom
Yeah.
was like they were just punishing her anyway.
Unless they have on the application, do you or do you not have multiple baby daddies? And is one of your baby daddies already married or whatever it is? Then that's none of your business. Yeah, that's way too far.
Exactly. That's way too far, man. I mean, you're policing how many you're policing the uterus and the children.
Listen, somebody, I put in the comments, I put in the on Instagram, I put a vote up, a poll, and I said, why do people keep coming in my email saying, I'm a single mom, could you? And it always starts with getting some kind of discount, getting some kind of like, help me out, do something for me for free. And so I put in the comments, why do people start like that? And so many people were like, they want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to do this or they want you to do that. Or a lot of people say, well, I mismanaged my uterus and I got 3 little friends. Like this woman.
That was funny.
It was hilarious.
That was funny. I will say, Ericka, I used a little bit, not a single mom because I'm not, but I used it a little bit this morning, right? So I went to go take
a married mom. That's a millionaire. You better.
But listen, I definitely did. So I was taking Michaela to work and something wasn't right with my car. And so I was like, crap, what am I going to do? I don't really want to drive it like this. And I pulled up the Jiffy Lube and put down the window like, hey, I get my oil changed here and something's going on in my car. And I'm driving my daughter to school and I'm like just me and her in the car. So I definitely pulled that and they 100% fixed my car for free in 5 minutes. So
people use whatever privilege they can most of the times, whether it's looks, femininity, masculinity,
Listen, I put a dress on when I need to. I get the V-neck when I need to. I get the
exactly, and that's the same thing. That's the same strategy that the single moms are using by saying I'm a single mom. I think it's a mindset shift. I think that's what you're really getting at, is to like thinking of yourself as a single mom rather than a single woman with kids. Like you were having that conversation. But I will say,
a single person that has
you're
children.
A single person, yeah, right. But at the same time, we all have something that we might pull out our back pocket to take advantage of every once in a while.
So Ericka, what's your view on locks? I might have missed something there.
Dreadlocks?
Yeah.
Did I? Okay, I haven't even got to so many comments. You guys are mad about dreadlocks? Okay, so here's the thing. I have no problem with hair. I have no problem with how you want to wear your hair. I've been told many times at jobs and at school that I need to tame my hair down. You guys seen how big my hair has been in older videos. That is a form of discrimination, period, right? Like you can't tell me to tie my hair back because it's curly. On the Supreme Court voted that it's okay that jobs can discriminate you if you have dreadlocks. So it went through the Supreme Court. And so the person who originally started the law, the initial lawsuit lost. My thing is, a lot of times African-American people say, well, I want to start my own business because I want to dress however I want to dress. This happens in other communities too. The Sikh Indians wear a turban and a beard and they don't cut them for as long as they can. And it does affect their job employment. But what is their response to that? Sikh Indians have done what? They're 30,000 going deep into trucking industry, right? In 2 years, in a span of 2 years. Same thing with, my whole thing is you cannot police people to like you or to hire you.
I got what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, and I don't have a problem with dreadlocks at all. I'm just saying, I can't go on a job and they go, hey, Ericka, you got to pull your hair up. Because I remember one job tried to be slick. They said, well, your hair touches your shoulders, Ericka, so you got to pull it back. You got to put it in a ponytail every day. Well, I can't work in a ponytail. And they're like, oh, you need to like make it a little ball. Like they kept trying to change the line of it, right? And so what I'm telling people is, if you are experiencing that form of discrimination, what is your recourse? Your recourse is to control your investments, control your income, to start investing outside of that. Now, many people are going to say, well, Ericka, they should be able to get a job and you can't discriminate, but we already know that exists. So why are we trying to see, to me, instead of this victim, like, I'm a victim and it's not fair. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Like, let's get to the next part of that conversation.
Yeah. The whole dreadlock thing, it's, I'm cool with it. Again, I don't even have hair. I wish I did, but I like dreadlocks. it being discriminated in the workplace. So here's my personal view: is it's wrong and it's messed up. It's probably easier to create your own job than it is to get the Congress or whatever to change the bill that passed. Just on the simple practicality meter. Again, I'm against it. I'm adamantly against it. But it's just probably easier to build up your own economy than it's to go fight Congress.
Right. Khalil had dreads all the way down his back for most of our. We've been together for going on 11 years, and he had dreads down his back for at least 6 of them.
Did that slow down his track time? I feel like it slowed down his track time.
It didn't actually. He was a pole vaulter, and I'll tell you, the first time I saw him, he was going over the thing and a pole vaulting. His hair just like it was like it's Adonis. But anyway,
that's how he got her. He got her right.
He did. He actually did. But I remember when we first moved back to Baltimore, he had an interview and they were like, we want to hire you, but we need you to cut your hair. And he definitely told him, fuck you, and went on about his day because we knew what we had going on. But it happens. It happens a lot. And I think that those types of things like the hair politics and all that to me is definitely more racism and just that's bullshit. A lot of other things are classism, but the hair, you can't police my hair. I do whatever I damn well please.
Ericka Nicole.
Someone said can't show a midget. Oh no.
The boy owns her own business. She works online. She's a technical writer. She works in tech. What is tech? Tech is lots of money. They don't care. Can you do the job? Ericka Nicole owns her own business, balling out of control in Florida. She has locks to her butt. Okay. But again, what did those two ladies do that they're in control of their economy? You know, I'm talking about the guy who has the free form dreadlocks to his butt, wants to work at a restaurant. They're gonna be like, pull him back. Nah, I ain't pulling him back. Like, these things don't go together is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if you're going to be if you're going to go against societal norms, you're going to have to be willing to deal with the repercussions, even if you're right.
Yeah.
Even if you're right. That's where we get down to practicality. Yo, here go the rules. I'm going to be rebellious. You have to be financially rebellious as well. And again, I don't agree with it, but that's just the bottom line of things. How create your own show. You can create your own show. How about tattoos on your face?
Ericka, your people over here banning me from your show because I was showing midriff.
Uh-oh. Are y'all banning everybody? Look, y'all can't ban everybody. Hold on, moderator.
They banned me because my midriff showing. Look, I run my own business. I ain't got to be on here. I got invited.
The show.
Ericka said I'm not a fighter. Ericka also, pew, pew, pew. That's right. I don't have time to street fight with anybody. If you want to come, I'm going to pew, pew, pew you. I'm not playing with y'all. She would hate my mom. Oh, she said, Fat Girl Bougie Food said she would hate the moms at my daughter's private school. They wear leggings, messy buns, and them slick PJs. Listen, let's make it very clear. I've been to white schools. There is a stigma in the air. If you're a white mom coming up in PJs, they be like, girl, you all right? You have a bad day? You okay? Like, there is politics in the whole mommy thing. So anyway.
So here's what it comes down to. It's what works, what's appropriate, and the standards. And if you want to go against the standards, you have to just be willing to pay the price. And sometimes it's worth it. I have a friend. We've been friends since we were kids. He had an internship. I don't know if everyone heard of Inroads. It's for ethnic people who are in college.
I did Inroads in college.
Sweet. So he had a job. He was doing good. He was doing this thing. He had a bunch of hair. It was just big, young 20-something-year-old, big hair. Someone had said something to him. He wasn't fired or anything, but after he cut his hair, he got promoted throughout the wazoo. He made a decision. For him, the hair wasn't worth it. For him, it was. I don't need this hair. I need advancements. I need an extra $10K for interning over the summertime. I need a full-time job once I graduate. We just have to decide what's worth it. I'm an entrepreneur, right?
Are you in the position? Well, even in what you're saying, are you in the position to make it worth it? So if they were saying, cut your hair and you ain't getting no promotions, then, you know, it might not have been worth it for him. But he knew that to get to the next level, it required a haircut. I mean, I'm trying to make it simple here, really, though. The more side income and side rentals or side investments you have, you can make decisions like this. You can have FU money, right? You can go, I don't have to do this. I can walk away. It's just, you want to have options. Is all I'm trying to say to folks. You got to have options.
Everything has a price. There was a couple of years, probably like 30, I think 31 to 33 or so were rough financially. Entrepreneurship, I was trying to figure things out. I could have dated. I could have, yeah, but I had to sacrifice a certain time period of my life in order to be where I'm at now. So me giving up a couple of years, it stunk. Now, I know society. I know how most women are. I know about the standards. I know about the woman who I was trying to date standards. I know all this stuff. So me then, I would have been able to, to do some things, but I wouldn't have commanded the level of respect that I was looking for from a woman at that time. So I could have went out there and been a rebel and said that you're going to respect me no matter how much money I have right now. Or I could say, I'm a fallback for a minute. I'm going to come back with a vengeance when I get everything tight. And that's what I did. I had to make a choice. And I had to do what made sense to me. We got to do what makes sense for us. And if you're rebellious and you know that shit now, dude, put in a couple of years. You can wear your hair, your dress, your leggings, your tights, your bonnet, your fro, everything you want.
However, midriff.
It's all.
Kira, you got abs. You better take the few years you got abs left, because when you get them 30s,
girl, you saw my mama. My mama's 50 and she got abs. I'm good, honey.
That's
mama got abs.
Your mama got. Your mama's 100% genes. You're only half your mom because you're half your dad as well. So don't, go look at your dad just in case. You gotta be careful. Don't talk too soon. Then next year you're like, what happened?
Got it. Snatch, honey, snatch.
My mom is, if you guys ever see my mom on this channel, she jogs every day. But my dad's side of the family, okay, I don't know what's going on over there, but I got some of them genes, all right? But I was just gonna say, C Swagger said, a dress code is silly. The clothes don't make the person. There should be a code against bad breath and body odor.
Oh, damn. What is up with y'all today?
Focus on what you need to be focused on.
C Swagger also said he loved you on First Time Flippers.
Oh, okay.
So you guys,
that was a fun show. We had a good time.
Kiara is famous. We have her on the show. She's been on HGTV a couple times. So,
man, y'all took this one.
Kiara be allowed at the school. It's like, will Kiara be allowed at the school? Kiara pays very significant tuition, so I don't think nobody's gonna say nothing to Kiara. Thank you very much.
Okay, you guys are silly. Okay, any other questions in here? I'm scrolling through. If anything caught your eye, let me know.
So I guess in summary, we are all against the marker in the head, and we're commending the mom and dad or whoever it was that pressed charges or was pursuing legal action against that. All of us also agree that schools if they have a minimum dress code, and by minimum I mean pair of pants, a t-shirt, the sneakers, and no hair bonnet. We all agree that that's cool. I think Kiara and I don't know what you said, Eric, about this one, about the mom with 2 baby daddies or 3 or however many was baby daddies.
Y'all are hilarious in these comments.
Who was thrown out of school.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a private school. They make the rules. Somebody in the comments said, if she having kids and she ain't married, private school put her out. They okay with that. I mean, it is what it is. Now, somebody said, if you're in Todd Milley, I was going to share what he put, but he's like, folks will go to the club. Hold on, let me share Todd Milley. Because it's true.
Somebody said it in the comments too.
Huh?
Someone said the same thing in the comments, what you're about to say to Todd Milley.
Okay, well, this is one part I think is important. If you guys see my screen right now, this is people trying to step over disciplined mindset, years of sacrifice, investing in good credit, to straight balling. I mean, this one's perfect because it's just true. But let me go to Todd Milley's thing he had, because I thought it was hilarious. Oh, let me see if it'll go. Hold on. Quit playing with me. Oh, this one right here. We're going to talk about this shortly. It talks about the Negro business owner, essentially. PBS is doing a special on it. I think it's important.
Interesting.
From the time of enslavement till the present.
So anyway, it talks about using business ownership as a way to survive. And so this is still up the avenue of what we always talk about. But I had to show this because, okay, the club, no do-rag, sagging pants, baggy jeans, tall tees, y'all. That's cool. School, no do-rag, sagging pants. That's racist. I mean, because it's so true. I mean, we really are. The nightclubs have more rules. I mean, and I've even heard people be like, "That nightclub's racist. That nightclub's racist." And it's like, look, every place that you go can have rules and standards, and this is a perfect one as well. It's if you guys go on Instagram, somewhere I share a lot is like how to play Monopoly is their Instagram. Oh, did I need to go back and zoom in? I apologize. When your boss threatens to fire you, but doesn't know that you have a business and investments that earn more than your salary. That is a piece y'all don't understand. Like my last job was tripping and I had got my real estate license and I had like commissions coming in. I was also like, like you fired? Oh, okay, oh, okay, peace out. Like it was a quick, easy, no problem. Like the energy I felt being able to leave and not the stress of, oh my God, what am I going to do? And some of you guys really have to get to that place. So.
And Drop 16 said open up our own schools or send our kids to some Afrocentric schools. Man, that's the best outlet right there. There you go. There you go. But
in our own schools, would we want them to? We want people to dress like that in our own. I don't know if that's really I don't know.
But it will probably help out with the marker in the head and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. They would know better about that. So, you're right.
And here's the thing about setting up our own schools. Don't just do it for your kids. Do it for other kids. So if someone else here setting up a school and they need some donations, I'm going to donate even though I don't have kids. We can't just think about our kids with these fights and these struggles because our kids might be cool, but there might be other kids who need some help. We have to have a long-term approach to things, and this is something that's going to happen. High suspension rates or damn marker in the head crap. These things are going to continue to happen. Somebody, it's not going to be me. I'm not going to open any schools for kids. That's just not my calling. But you can. Somebody can. But start it before you need it. Start this stuff before your kids are discriminated against.
For sure. I mean, look, we've hit all the topics, but you guys know how I feel. I just want to do something a little different for this Thursday. That was outside of finance because I just find it interesting all the time. But also, these are two books I thought were interesting. Eric Hip Hop Karma Preacher. One of the lovely YouTube followers, they didn't want me to say their name. They got me this Plan to Prosper Season 2 planner. It's actually a really great planner. I think it's important for you guys to be planning your life, writing out where you're going. And another one, this book is hilarious. I don't always agree with him, but it's called The Curse of the High IQ. And something you guys have been saying in the comments. To some extent, most of society is kind of dumbed down, where school's dumbed down and kids are bored. A lot of things on TV, the Real Housewives of whoever, the Kardashians, stuff that we be like, why are people watching this? But what you have to understand is, someone said to some point, you have to assimilate a little bit. Basically, if you're going to send your kids to public school, you're going to deal with women who don't want to put on pants and wear bonnets. So, I mean, it's kind of the environment. And yes, Dre, you're right. We should be investing just not for our kids, but for other kids. I always tell you like this. You can be in your house, control how you raise your daughter or son, give them the best, teach them, read them. But you also have to prepare your child for going out in this world with people who have been unloved and undisciplined a bulk of their life. And if there's nothing else you get from this channel, you can do everything right, teach people in your house to do right, teach your kids how to do right. You can invest in multiple real estate properties. But at some point, a part of your person should be giving something back, because your child or daughter interacts with those people. And I got
Absolutely.
this saying from a white lady who was like, people were mad that they were merging a school in the poor neighborhood. It was a black neighborhood over with their school. They were upset because they were merging them. They were making those kids come over to that school. And the lady was like, either we deal with these kids now or we deal with these kids later as adults. And our children interacting with them either at college or in the streets or wherever. And that's the key of how people should be looking at this is, yes, I want to improve my life and my family's life. It starts with your own family first, but also you can sprinkle some good on the community.
Absolutely. I'm big on that. I always talk about, like, it's not enough for us to be good and Michaela to be good because she needs to be around people who look like her or people that in her community who have the similar values or just, you know, understand or have been exposed to some of the things that she's been exposed to. So she's not an alien. You know, it's really important.
Listen, I've been an alien for a long time. I mean, like when our family would go on Carnival cruises, 30 people deep as a family corporate cruise, and black kids would be like, you went to Belize? Why you lying? I'd be like, nah, seriously, here's my pictures. I went to Belize over the Thanksgiving holiday, you know, or I would talk about things. The same reason I started this YouTube channel. I would talk about things and it would be new to y'all, but I would get around my white friends or some of my Asian friends and it's been something they've been doing for 20, 30 years. Yep. They've been in investment groups forever. Like I talk about Todd Capital, Black Seed Fund Group, and y'all like, that's so exciting and new. It's not new though. The concept is very old and other people have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years before us. We're just now catching up.
Yeah. So here's the thing with us is we just started to trust each other again as a people in general, which is why it's so important that we do, again, not perfect because we're just not going to be perfect, but honest business with integrity in order to keep this thing going. So we can keep the Black Seeds, we can keep the Charm Cities, the OPM things in place. Ericka Trucks linked in place because we just started to get that trust back, which is why we got to make sure, again, not perfection, that we deal with honesty and integrity. And if we mess up, just mess up, own it, apologize, and try to fix it.
I would like to thank LAR Movement.
LAR, what up?
Chat. Listen, LAR Movement has some really good stuff on his channel. He's out in Houston, the home of the Big Booty Betties. So, I mean, if you want to go see Big Booty Betty, go to Houston. But he gave us a $10 super chat and he said, Afrocentric schools have dress codes and grooming requirements too. You wouldn't buy food out of a grocery store with people dressed like those parents. These are facts. There has to be standards. And honestly, I know someone said in the comments that good women don't come out of the house in a bonnet. It's funny, but to some extent, it's true. I feel like if you love yourself and respect yourself, you try to at least for 5 minutes, at least brush your teeth, put your clothes on. And these are just daily things you should be doing out of habit anyway. So,
man, dressing up has never hurt me. It has never hurt me. I don't know if it's always helped, but I know it has never hurt. It's kind of how we were raised. When you go to certain places, dress up. It shows a level of respect.
It does. Oh, I remember not bashing Kappas, no Kappa hate. I remember they would come in the classroom dressed up, and this was like a 9:00 a.m. class. People in there all hungover, looking like crusty dusties, hangover in effect. And people would be like, "Why are you so dressed up? Why are you so dressed up?" And the black kids would look at them and be like, "This is just what I'm wearing today." And I used to make fun of Kappas, but when I would go to that class, I'd be so proud. I'd be like, that's just how they are. That's what they're dressing with. They are setting the tone for how they get up.
Absolutely. And you go to HBCUs, as much as we want to talk and kind of stereotype our people, you go on a lot of HBCU campuses and it is a runway fashion show every single day.
That's why I didn't go.
Every single day.
And I was going to go party at ECU. But like Kendra Barnes went to ANC Aggie to A&T. Like they make a joke that it's like a runway going there. And it really is. I mean, like kids are dressed very nice. And I was showing Dre last night. I sent him a bunch of clips of people doing what do you call it, walk the yard when they're crossing. And they would be dressed really nice, wearing heels. And I'm like, girl, I'll be about to hurt my ankles. What is they doing? Right. But it is a signifier that you care about yourself and love yourself. That's all I'm saying. But I want to thank y'all for coming on today, cutting up with me. This is a different type of Thursday. I'm just enjoying myself before I have my surgery next week, and I'm gonna be kind of out. But I'm gonna definitely try to get as many lives in before that time. Also, remember, here's the calendar schedule. I'm gonna let Kiera and Andre close in a second. But the schedule so far, to make sure, let me look at it, make sure I tell y'all some lies. So right now, as it stands, May 18th through the 19th, I'll be having a 2-day mastermind with 15 to 20 people. It'll be in Virginia in a disclosed secret location. We're really going to be getting nitty gritty because I feel like some of y'all are so close, but that mastermind will help it. Get you getting ready to go. Yeah. Then May 24th through the 26th, I'll be in Atlanta. We'll be doing some type of mastermind, meetup. No, not a mastermind, but a meetup.
Yeah, mastermind.
Mastermind, like for real. The June 25th through 25th, or actually 24th through 28th, I'll be in Belize shopping coffee farms, and I will definitely get as much video as I can for that. I might let one or two of y'all come with me. The 29th, June 29th, I'll be literally flying from Belize to DC to go to Baltimore for the Charm City Buyers Mobilize Baltimore meetup, June 29th.
Eric, I feel like you're just traveling just to hang out with me.
Well, you know, I got to come stun on you. I got to stun on you. Anyway, July 6th to 12th, I will be in California. Yes, West Coast people, I will be finally in California. I know y'all get mad at me. In California, I will go to 3 locations: Anaheim for VidCon, Oakland, and LA. And we'll try to get Charles Ogilvie together, and we'll try to do some type of meetup. July 13th, really, through the 19th, I'll be in Chicago. There are several events going on there. Check out my grandpa's properties, all kind of stuff. But there will be some kind of meetup there. Let me see what else is left. September, we'll be in DC, September 4th through the 8th. We'll be doing some type of cool event. We'll keep you guys posted on more information. And somewhere in between here, we're going to try to get to Phoenix, Arizona, and North Carolina. So Phoenix, you guys are looking like July. Sorry about you. It's going to be hot outside. You already know. Brace yourself. So.
Hey, Ericka, the mastermind, can anyone go if they pay the fee?
It's basically, we'll have it's an application process. We're going to kind of explain it a little bit, but essentially I've been putting the links everywhere. You guys will find it. I'll do a whole video explaining what the mastermind is and is not. I'll do 2 videos so we can make it very clear. We're really trying to get people going this year. So many of y'all watch and y'all so close and y'all want to buy rentals. And I'm like, let's go. What do you need to talk about? Money? Do you need help here? Where do you need help so we can go ahead and close this for you and you get a rental within that year or something, right? We really want to get y'all moving.
Smart move.
Also, okay, you're going to be in Phoenix. His birthday's in July. Well, there you go.
Come on.
But yeah, you'll get me. You'll get Charm City Buyers, husband and wife there, both of them. Yep. You know, we'll keep Khalil hostage, and then we'll have Kendra Barnes. Khalil is like out there doing $1 million deals, and we have to like wrangle him in for this mastermind. It'll be great.
Multi-million. But,
excuse me. I apologize. But yeah, so definitely you guys keep you posted. We'll go over this schedule again sometime in the future. You guys will see lots of events that we can hook up with you guys. Phoenix, Arizona, we're probably going to do some hiking while there. We do what we want. We do what we want.
That's it.
All right, you guys, listen, thank you guys for being here today. It's a little bit of a different topic, but it's still in the vein of this channel. People, put on pants. I ain't asking for much. Put on some pants when you go get your kids from school. But Kiera, tell us where they can find you, and then Andre.
Yes, you can find us at Charm City Buyers on Instagram primarily, but we're also on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We actually release new videos every week on IGTV on Mondays. We're always out and around, so definitely reach out.
Someone said, is there a dress code for the mastermind?
Listen,
Billy, you gonna come correct to that mastermind.
You better come with pants on, okay? Like,
oh man,
don't make me bring the pew. I can bring the pew to Virginia. I can't bring it to Baltimore, but I can bring it to Virginia. Okay, you
come There's plenty in Baltimore.
That is funny.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
You can find me here. I'm here like every week or my own YouTube channel. It's my name, Andre Hatchett. Check out the notarybusinessschool.com. If you use the promo code Ericka70, you'll save 70% till the end of the month. Dressing up never hurt nobody. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get where you got to get. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get where you got to get. And after that, you can stun and rock out whatever you want. Being a rebel has a price to pay. So if you're going to be a rebel, hey, knock it out, do your thing. Just know that is going to be a consequence to pay. And if it's worth it for you, it's worth it. I don't got a job, so I have to grow. I have to grow my assets on my own. I have to be my own man and get out there and do it. I had to not date for a couple of years to get it done. I did it, and now I'm able to do what I want. So please keep that in mind, guys. Love y'all.
Listen, when you control your economy, you can choose.
You can wear a midriff.
That's right. You can wear a midriff in your car, picking your kids up from the bus stop. I don't know what she's doing over there. You can wear yoga pants into the bank and get $47,000 cashier checks and be stunned on them. There's a lot you can do. But again, if you go into the school for the babies, though, let's put our pants on. All right, you guys. I love you so much. You make this channel what it is. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you, LRA Movement. LAR Movement. Please go check out his channel. It's a great channel. Black man thinkative kind of channel, thoughts. He does great think pieces, however you want to say it. Also, thank you, Diane Hill, and also thank you everybody else who donated. Not that I forgot your names, I just want to make sure I don't misspell them. Thank you, Swole School Lifting and Derek F. Thank you guys for contributing to the channel. You make it great. All right, you guys, later.